Today's review is a movie I could talk all day about, but I'm old and my knees can't handle it, and YouTube decided to restrict my time limit by screwing me over and getting rid of the YouTube editor. So I'm going to try to keep this as brief as possible. This is my childhood favorite, The NeverEnding Story from 1984, known in Germany as the unendliche Geschichte, directed by Wolfgang Petersen in his American film debut. This tells the story of Bastian, a boy whose mom recently died. He has to keep his feet on the ground, but he likes to escape in stories. He gets bullied for being a reader in school, as any kid should be. Escapes to this coriander's bookstore. This old man tells him his books are safe and this one's dangerous, basically talking him into stealing it. So he does. He goes to school, but there's a math test. And remember, this kid reads fantasy books, not comic books. So he stows away in the attic where they keep a bunch of play props. And from there, he imagines the story, and the story actually interacts with him. And it's a pretty unique little twist, but to have a movie telling kids that reading is good for you seems a little counterintuitive, doesn't it? Yeah, I understand to start as a book, and maybe it works better as a book, because as a movie that's about 90 minutes, it's weird for people always be complaining, isn't that movie really long? No, that's just the title. The title makes you think it's longer than it is. Well, in the fantasy world of Fantasia, we have the rock biter, the night hob, and the little man and his racing snail have gathered. They're going to go to the ivory tower where they have to solve the problem of the nothing. Oh, we used to have lakes and rocks like this quartz. But now we have nothing. Well, you have a hole? No, you ate them all, right? No, a hole be something. Now we have nothing. They got to find out what's eating away at Fantasia. Now, here's the part that really gets me the feels, guys. The music in this movie is the best music ever made. I mean, and only the Americans know this because in Europe they had a completely different score. In America, we got the Giorgio Moroder score, accentuating it. We got a very special treat with the finest score ever, the Ivory Tower theme, as done in the movie. You tried looking for this on YouTube, it's very difficult. This is the song that plays when they first come across the Ivory Tower, and the rock writer says, "Wow, I never knew it was that beautiful." Dun dun dun, dun 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 dun, dun dun dun, dun dun dun. And there's kids coming, so I'm turning around, because I need to avoid the police. And yeah, well, you know, for a personal note, there was this girl, I first saw her in high school. Most beautiful girl ever. I mean, the first glance at her, I was at this hotel. We were on the school trip, and she came walking through this door, and I swear time stopped. And I heard this theme. Yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Sometime later, I got 3 restraining orders. Now I live in my parents' basement, and I make YouTube videos for less than $1 a day. The point is, this movie will really get to you if you let it. Now, speaking of which, our hero within Fantasia is Atreyu, the hunter of the purple buffalo of plains people, great warrior, whatever. He's set on a quest. They don't know what it is, so he just travels. Travels on the back of his horse, Artex. They sit down and eat. Bastian, who's reading, is like, "No, it's a great idea, let's eat now." So they eat a sandwich, or Bastian does. They go through the swamps of sadness to get to Shale Mountain, where they try to meet Mora, the ancient one. Or is it Mola or Morla? Anyways, through the swamps of sadness, the horse has the sadness to come to him, gets pulled under. Rumor has it that the horse actually died here. Now, at the end of the movie, there is no American Humane Society said no horses died. None of that. So did it happen or not? Well, Noah Hathaway doesn't seem to be willing to say so. I'm kind of thinking maybe his hesitance to confirm or deny might actually confirm it in this case. If so, that's quite unfortunate. Atreyu presses on, goes to Shale Mountain, which, let's face it, is really a hill. This tortoise comes out of it, because the tortoise shell is the hill. And Bastian screams, and everybody's like, huh, what's that scream? And it's like, huh, they couldn't hear me, that's impossible. Continue with the story. Oh, hey, there's nothing you can do to help. You gotta go to the Southern Oracle, it's too far away, so just give up. And there's a lot of, like, really smart characters talk in the third person, we don't even care, kind of stuff. So more is like, we don't even care if we don't care. So, Atreyu's really sad, downtrodden. He's walking through the swamp, and I gotta say, everybody who cries when Artax dies can kiss my ass, because, yeah, I said this is one of my favorites, but you never really spend time with Artax. I mean, the horse should have saved him from something, done something valuable, then you can be sad when it dies. But instead, it's like, this is my horse, now it died. Guys, it is so goddamn hot, I don't think I can keep running. Shit. So, anyways, he gets rescued by Falkor. The luck dragon plucks him out from sinking, and the effect doesn't look too good because Gmork, this giant wolf, is chasing him. He's an agent of the Nothing, kind of like the Terminator, sent there to kill Atreyu, and so that the Nothing can proceed, and he can't finish his quest. For no good reason, Falkor takes him like 3 miles short of the Southern Oracle, where he gets fixed up by some little elf people, and the effect for that looks pretty good, actually. The trick photography. Oh, this guy's expert on Southern Oracle. You have to have courage, be confident, whatever. Zap some knight that's trying to cross, but Atreyu goes in there and he runs. So all you have to do is run, and you outrun the lasers from the Sphinx with the giant tits. Like, that doesn't make any sense. I need to not say that with any children around. So as they press forward, now we have the magic mirror test where brave men find they're actually cowards. Okay, Atreyu just walks through it like Stargate. They build this up and nothing comes of it. And that kind of blows. I'm hoping that in the book maybe there's something bigger to it. He goes through the magic mirror, goes to another set of Sphinx with giant knockers, and they tell him, hey, the princess needs a new name. It has to come from a earthling child. Well, where do you find those boundaries of Fantasia? Well, there are no boundaries of Fantasia. Well, you're screwed, whatever. Hey, Falkor, come get me. Heads up to Falkor. They're like, hey, we have to find the boundaries of Fantasia. I don't think the Sphinx said it. The Southern Oracle said there wasn't any set boundaries yet. He didn't learn that yet, but get caught up in some winds. Atreyu falls off. They get separated. Atreyu basically finds the story building blocks for the NeverEnding Story and how things occurred, and then he finds the wolf with a picture of the wolf next to it, Gmork. It gives him a lecture. Now, I want you to keep in mind here that there is something to be said about CGI being superior to practical. Gmork's lips movement, maybe about in the 90s, maybe they could pull this off a little better than they could in 84. Because it's not that believable. It's not quite accurate. Same thing with Falkor, the giant luck dragon, who I think every kid wanted to have. Looks really cool. One of the biggest puppets ever made, 40 feet long. That is exactly in line with the Spinosaurus in Jurassic Park 3. That's your pop quiz right there, hotshot. But, yeah. I mean, the thing basically sits idle. And then its mouth moves. That's about the extent of it. Hey, scratch this for me. I can't move my feet at all. It kind of takes away from the mystique when you understand how things work. But, he says, come for me, Gmork. You just told me that you can't get outside Fantasia. Fantasia's the world of human imagination. There's no boundaries, but I'm going to stab you in the chest, even though this little fight's going to occur kind of off camera, dramatically enough, and for budget and the restraints of the day, I guess. Falkor finds the Oron, which is this necklace that will guide Atreyu, and yeah, a lot of things do sound kind of BS, because you come to understand that when they reunite, Falkor picks him up and all's good, but the world is being torn apart by the Nothing, and there's nothing that remains. But they say, hey, maybe the Oron will guide us to the Ivory Tower if it still stands. Takes him to the Ivory Tower, and then he comes across the childlike Empress, Tami Stronach, who, the kids in this movie You know, people keep telling me kid actors are shit. When I was a kid, I only saw the movies where the kid actors were awesome. So I didn't understand that until I was an adult. These kids knock it out of the goddamn park. Every one of them. Now she's telling him that she can still save the place. The Earthling child's been with you the whole time. Bastian. He's been reading the story. What? This is so weird. He needs to save us. Call my name. He calls his mom's name. Which, if you look at the subtitle, says Moonchild. Which is fancier sounding in German. Then all that's left at Fantasia is a tiny little speck of sand. And Bastian has to... what's he do? He has to envision more, the Empress tells him. In the beginning, it's always dark. Yeah, there's a lot of cool lines here. So all he does is make more wishes. So for his first wish, he wants to ride on Falkor. He chases the bullies around in his world, and people seem to realize this. Adults are running away. Hey, there's a monster. Artex is back alive, being ridden as the slave to Bastian, if you want to look at it that way. All the creatures are back, and everything goes on, and that's a story for another time. And there's a sequel. It's lackluster. I haven't watched in over 25 years. But there you have it, one of my childhood favorites. I would say it doesn't quite stand up, but I still enjoy this movie a great deal. It's worth showing to your kids, especially if you want them to learn about giant knockers. I give the NeverEnding Story 3.5 out of 4 stars.